Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I am Linda Fitzgerald, an advisor with the SBDC, and I am here today hosting a webinar for Lani Lott and its digital marketing during COVID-19 and beyond. We are so glad you're here. This is the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. We're a nonprofit organization, and we provide confidential, no-cost advisory and training services to small businesses. We're funded by the SBA and Humboldt State University. It's important that we share this disclaimer with you, and I realize not everyone here is running their camera, so I am going to read this for the benefit of those people that are joining us through their phone only. And first, I want to admit a few more people that are joining. All right, our disclaimer. The information provided in this webinar and any supplemental materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, and other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU Sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, professional or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. And that is really important to share with you because we do not want you to walk away from this webinar thinking you gained legal or financial advice. That is for the professionals, so we encourage you to seek out that support when you need it.
Okay.
And now I would like to hand it off to Lani. Lani, thank you so much for teaching. This is a class that's really in demand. I'm so glad you're here for us today.
Oh, thank you, Linda, for hosting. And we are going to be recording this session, so that will be available later, and I'll let Linda talk about that at the end. Okay, welcome and happy Wednesday, August 12th to 2020. What a year so far, huh? So today's webinar is going to be pretty high level, pretty fast moving, a lot to cover in an hour. We're going to be touching on some of the key digital marketing tools that are in your toolbox right now to help you navigate and stay connected, sell your products and services during COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. So our agenda is I'm going to talk about, I'm going to do a little introduction of myself. We're going to talk about digital marketing basics and then provide 7 types of digital marketing tools and their strategies. And then how do you really kind of repurpose your marketing strategy to really elevate digital? Digital right now is one of the only ways that a lot of our businesses are staying in contact with their clients or their customers. Just like us here at the Small Business Development Center, this is one of the ways that we're continuing our training through the virtual aspect of webinars. So thank you for joining today. And then I will have a little bit of time for Q&A. I hopefully get to your questions. If they're really detailed about one specific of marketing strategy, just let you know that we host this every Wednesday and we have a range of topics that we're talking about, all digital marketing focused. And my next one is going to be on next Wednesday, and I think it's Facebook Stories. Or excuse me, Instagram stories. Okay, this is me, as you can see, because I have my camera on right now. Pretty recent picture. I am Lani Lott. I'm owner and president of LL Consulting, a women-owned business, and I have over 20 years of working in economic development, downtown revitalization, and providing business advising for small business development centers. I've been with the Shasta-Cascade Center for 8 years, and I do a variety of advising for them. I love what I do. I believe in small business. I believe in it being a core of our economy, and I do everything I can to help support local business and business owners as they're not only navigating these times, but all the time. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and stop my video and jump right in. So digital marketing basics. On the right-hand side of your screen is basically how I kind of look at helping clients develop marketing strategies for their business, whether the business is a pre-venture, existing business, very seasoned business, all types of businesses, retail, restaurant, service, online, technology, manufacturing, whatever business type. These are kind of the basics of marketing strategy, that you start with the business plan at the very top of the flow chart, and then down comes your marketing strategy. And I always like to remind clients every time I talk about marketing, whether it's digital marketing, traditional marketing, or whatever aspect of marketing, is that it's really part of your business plan, and its purpose is to really reach your customer base, attract your customers so that they can learn more about your products, purchase your products and services. That ultimately generates income for your business, because our goal is to always, for-profit businesses, is to show profit. So now on the left-hand side of the screen, today we're talking basically about digital marketing, which is like the sky is the limit. And digital marketing is defined as all your marketing activities that use an electronic device or the internet. It is an umbrella term for all of your online marketing designed specifically to either connect with your customers, inform them about your business and build awareness of your brand, educate your consumers about the value and benefits that your business provides, promote your products and services, lead them to purchasing, selling online, actually delivering product and services directly to the consumer, and then fostering that repeat business and referrals. So it's all of that, all wrapped up online or using an electronic device, computer, mobile, or the internet. So it's really key. And right now, because of the pandemic, this is our main way that most of our businesses are delivering their products and services, because they cannot come to your shop or your restaurant or your office building. And if they can, many consumers are still not feeling comfortable with actually coming to a location. So many businesses are complementing the way that they deliver their products and services to the consumer by providing online options, whether that's selling directly through your social media, through e-commerce, through delivery using a third-party program, virtual meetings, virtual webinars like this. However, all online. So digital marketing is a really big topic, and I love to talk about it. So let's talk first about the importance of your website. I'm a firm believer, and I tell all of my clients and all of the businesses and organizations that I work with that fundamentally a website is required to support your digital marketing strategy. I know a lot of businesses that use social media as their one way of getting to their customer base digitally. But ultimately, if you want to really build confidence, credibility with your customer base, you will need to have a website. It is the gateway to your business. And right now, it is the main way that folks are coming through the front door to your business. If they can't physically come and visit with you, or you can't bring the business to them if you're a service-based business, that the website is that portal. So you want to think about all of your digital marketing should eventually drive customers to land at your site to take action. Social media is about communicating and promoting and even selling, but you really want to drive people to that website where they can learn more about your products and services, dive deeper into your e-commerce site, learn more about your philosophy of your business. So you really want to kind of think about that the website is critically important. You want to update your content regularly so that your site stays relevant and updated and current with all types of information, your hours, how people can reach you, have all of your up here, have all of your social media icons easy and available to click on. And then this business is Mountain Sports, and they're up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and they have an actual website, e-commerce, because they sell products, right? Clothing, equipment. You want to maybe create and think about, especially during this time, a simple FAQ, questions and answers page about your new policies, safety, public health protocols that are in line with the guidelines of your county and your state and your country in terms of the COVID-19. How making people, right now consumers want to feel safe, and they want to feel healthy, and they want to feel how you can help them. So you want to make sure you're communicating that not only across all your other digital marketing tools, but really very clearly on your website. And it's current, things are changing. I know some types of businesses are opening, and then we've had to roll back and close a little bit. So you've got to kind of make sure you can maintain that website. Your site should be mobile friendly. 80% of folks are using their mobile handheld devices in order to shop, in order to make decisions, in order to find a business. So you want to make sure that your website is somewhat mobile friendly, and then that all your links work. I go through my website about every 3 or 4 months, check my links, make sure that they lead the consumer to the right place, that you don't get that error 404 message across your screen, because things change and there's always updates in your browser. So you want to kind of just look at that. So your website is critically important to your digital marketing strategy. So the types of digital marketing that I'm going to talk about today in this 1 hour, the speed digital marketing hour, is I'm going to touch on search engine optimization, also known as SEO, and search engine marketing, also known as SEM. I'm not going to go deep into what are keywords we should be using now, how do I do Google Ads. I'm just going to give you the high level so you can be prepared to understand and feel comfortable with knowing what it is, talking the language, and then looking at how you might want to use that strategy to enhance your marketing during COVID-19. I'm going to touch on content marketing, social media marketing, which we could spend days on, email marketing, pay-per-click, mobile marketing, which is one of the ways is known as SMS messages, or direct messages, direct texting right to your phone, your mobile phone, and then some traditional marketing with a digital twist. I love this infographic that's here on the right-hand side, because it just kind of shows you that here is all your tools, and then how each of these, kind of play, and some are bigger and some may be much more important in your business. We're not breaking out all of the different platforms that are available in social media marketing, or even touching base on all of the apps that help you manage your business. So this is kind of like a true kind of looking at it in this aspect. So let's talk about SEO, optimizing your website to rank higher in search engine result pages, for example, Google or Bing, thus increasing the amount of organic or free traffic your website receives. Without search engine optimization, people simply cannot find you on the internet. Some optimization techniques include researching relevant keywords and including them in your website copy, optimizing your website titles, description and loading speed, and then building relevant backlinks. You want to make sure you update your keywords and even your hashtags, probably not using those so much in your SEO in terms of your website, but hashtags are key in social marketing, social media marketing, so that they're aligned with the type of post or information that you're pushing out, especially during the pandemic. So if you use a party program, or you have someone who helps you with your website, they should be able to go into your back end and say, okay, let's look how we're doing. Let's see how our SEO is doing. Where's the keywords? This really kind of takes a deeper dive into your website copy, and you really want to kind of like think about it, and it's a strategic approach, and it may be a objective of yours in the next 2 or 3 months to really see, how is my website performing? What's the type of traffic that's coming there? And could I improve my SEO? SEM is the umbrella term for gaining both paid and free search traffic. Paid search results in Google by the little ad in front of the URL. So this is kind of what I've tried to show over here in this, on this right-hand side on my PowerPoint. This is sponsored, see bicycle parts. I did a Google search for bicycle parts, and these are sponsored ads. As you can tell, some of them are heavy hitters like Dick's Sporting Goods. And then up here, down here, Google now is putting the top ones up that may have paid Google ads or not. So this Bike Barn is a local. I am right now currently sheltered in place in my Arizona office. And so a lot of my location is around Phoenix. And when I did a Google search, up here pops the paid ads. Down here are the more organic ones that are not paid. This is why Google My Business is so important. And that is one of your digital marketing low-hanging fruit that you want to make sure that you have subscribed to. It is a free service for Google. You've always maybe wondered, how did these places all pop up on this map when I'm searching for a certain type of business? It's because of Google My Business site. They have made a lot of updates since COVID. You can actually add some of your social media icons on there. They actually have now a place where merchants can sell their products and services through Google My Business. But baseline, you want to go in there, make sure you have it, make sure that you have everything updated, even has a place for updating your hours. And then you'll maybe have the opportunity to pop up in the Google search, the organic Google search. And you have to remember that Google is one of the most powerful search engines that's out there. Oh yes, and Google My Business, you can also add reviews. You have to ask for them, and you have to email folks and say, you know, would you please review my business? But again, there's another place there that can enhance your digital marketing strategy at no cost to you. If you're going to invest in Google Ads, then that combines your SEO and your SEM to drive quality traffic. And there's a whole science behind Google Ads. We were hoping that before the pandemic, we were going to have Google be able to come in and do a partnership website or webinar for us, but that hasn't happened yet because they've been so busy. So hopefully down the road, either myself or somebody else from our center will be able to do a webinar on Google Ads. Okay, let me move on. So content marketing. Now, content marketing isn't social media marketing. Content marketing is part of what you do and deliver the content through social media. But content marketing focuses on creating and distributing rich content for a targeted audience. And the content is aims at being valuable, relevant, and ideally consistent. In the broader sense, content marketing is part of every part of your other digital marketing strategy, be it, excuse me, social media marketing, SEO, or email marketing. So content marketing is really, what type of content am I pushing out there that has value and is relevant to my targeted customer base? It's to promote your brand without the aim of the incentive to sell. Anything behind your post, simply providing information that's enriching and engaging. And you probably see this come through your social media feeds or your email box. your Twitter, your LinkedIn feed. That LinkedIn has the ability for individuals to write articles and blogs, right? Blogs are very big on all aspects. So delivering content marketing through blogs, posts, videos, podcasts, infographics, white paper, case studies, even ebooks. So some way of really engaging your customer and building your brand so that they become your followers, they become your number one most loyal customers, want to learn more about your business, want to learn more about your products and services, so that when you're ready to move them through that sales funnel and actually have them purchase from you, you've already developed that relationship from content marketing. The next one of my favorite subjects, and many people out there, is social media marketing. And, you know, social media marketing has really changed the ability for businesses to be able to not only be more in control of their marketing resources and dollars, but really develop powerful tools, powerful messages that you can then guide and build your audience or your brand, even sell products and services now through social. So it has been, it's one of the few types of digital marketing that lets you see behind the curtain, behind what's really happening with your marketing. You can go into all of your insights and really dive down into those reports and work with your marketing team if you're lucky enough to have one. Unless you're like me, I am the president and the marketer. And so, you know, really kind of seeing which posts are high producing, which type of content is really getting a lot of engagement, and having fun with creating that. Being creative in your photos, being creative in your language, your style. So digital marketing is the process of using social media platforms to attract the user's attention, drive relevant traffic to your website, and convert them into happy customers, right? So here on your right-hand side, that's the back end of my business Facebook page. That's what you see as if you were me and you wanted to see, you know, my Facebook business page, just like you see the back end of your business Facebook page. The customer doesn't see it, or your followers don't see it that way. So this really is kind of a great snapshot, has a lot of information. And I'd say for social media marketing, find one or two that works really well for your business and something that you're comfortable with doing, because you're going to hear from people. A friend of a friend says, oh, I should do this, or I need to go on TikTok, or I should do Twitter. And if it's not aligned with your customer audience, and you're not going to be comfortable using it and doing it consistently to promote and drive information to your customer base and build your brand, then don't do it. Just do one or two really, really well and learn how it, learn every aspect of it, and then add another one down the road. Our time is really, really precious as business owners. That is the one thing that social media may not have a hard cost to it, but it is our time and our investment. So strategies for digital social media marketing is, if you're looking at as business to consumer, that's as my business trying to get to my end consumer base. The social media, the top big guys are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Messenger, Pinterest, Snapchat, and believe it or not, and Twitter. If you're doing business to business networking, or B2B as we call it in the industry, then LinkedIn is your number one social media platform. And then if you are also wanting not only to drive and develop customers business to consumer, but you also want to manage that online reputation, which most people right now are looking at and taking it as, you know, reputation. And this is where they're learning about businesses and how people are rating them during this time, is then you want to look at review sites, whether that's Yelp, TripAdvisor, Google My Business, Facebook has review sites, so that you kind of want to manage those and look at those. So here's just, I love this. I've used this in a couple other of my presentations, and it really just kind of lays out the 6 top social media platforms. By no means am I promoting or advocating for one over the other, but I just want you to kind of see that, you know, from one end, Facebook has 2.23 billion users. It appeals to all ages, and there's lots of different types of features. Then all the way down to, you know, Instagram is 1 billion. You have to remember Instagram is owned by Facebook. They're looking at interfacing those two. Both have rolled out the ability to shop directly from the social media platform or the app. Then we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have Pinterest, which is a huge platform for reaching women, female 80%. And then we have YouTube, which I have a YouTube channel. I made a video. It's up there on YouTube. So YouTube is really, really important about doing it yourself type of videos, educational, instructional. So this is the major type of social media marketing that's out there. And then when we think about social media marketing, informing, reaching, building awareness of our brand, then we also have the flip side of social media, and that's advertising. And majority of the platforms have an advertising feature, pay as you know, pay to play as they call it. And so you just want to think about your advertising strategy when you're thinking about spending those resources on social media platforms, is be crystal clear with your objective. What are you trying to do with your advertising, let's say on Facebook? Are you trying to announce your new shop? Are you trying to build awareness and educate and build organic traffic so you can then boost those ads, boost those posts to build a broader base, get more awareness, drop into more people's feeds? You need to know who your target audience is. You don't want to ever spend any advertising hard dollars on a platform, whether it's social media, whether it's pay as you go clicks, or even Google Ads, if it's not in line with your target audience. So you want to kind of really know and be very clear of who is your demographics you're trying to reach. You want to let your organic post inform your ads. You want to pay for what matters. Are you trying to get impressions or engagement? So, you know, really, again, you kind of want to think about that before you drop any dollars. And yeah, some of the social media platforms are really cost effective. You can pay $10 and get on Facebook and it'll reach 500 people. But is it really reaching the folks that you need to help drive to your Facebook business page? You want to design your ads with mobile in mind, and then you want to test them and measure results. Again, as I said, for social media, you can see the back end in your insights, and you can see how everything is performing, and then you can make those adjustments accordingly. Pay per click. I am not an expert in this. I'm just going to be really frank with you. I have very few clients over the years that have really looked into this. I know it's a powerful, powerful tool, but it can be expensive, and there's different ways that, you know, you got to bid. And so you're also competing with some of the larger, more, what's the right word, financially sound marketing budgets for some of the more branded businesses. So pay per click, or PPC as it's, you know, acronym, is a form of advertising on search engines like Google and Bing. It's called PPC because your ad account is charged every time your ad is clicked. And one of the most common PPCs is Google Ads. And that's what we see over here are these Google Ads. These little yellow dots that says ad means that they paid to have that come up front when you Google, and this one shows dentists in New York. Okay, so there must be a lot of dentists in New York, right? So these dentists, teeth, wanted to be upfront in the Google search. So they're paying for certain words to be integrated into their ad so that it comes up in the top 3 or 4 spots on Google. And then when you look at this, this is an ad and these are organic. These are not paid listings. These are organic listings, but this is a paid one. So I'm sure you've seen that and you're very familiar with it, but I just thought I'd throw it in there anyways, just as a refresher. So the cost of each ad or the cost per click vary. PPC campaigns can be very short-term solution. Many use it to shift products or seasonal deals as a way to boost revenue, especially when we're coming into the last quarter of the year. You'll start to probably see more of those retail establishments start to really push out their Google ads and wanting to become at the top of the list to remind you to shop at Macy's or Kohl's or, you know, Penny's, whichever ones. Probably not right now, but in like January, we typically see health and fitness type of surge in terms of memberships to branded gyms. We also see a lot of Google ads when it's vacation time. When it's conference time, we'll see some Google ads around that. Right now, we're not seeing so many of them because those industries are really kind of shrunk down. Although I am still getting in my email box every day something from Royal Caribbean Cruise, because I went on a cruise in January 2020, snuck it in right before the pandemic. Otherwise, I might be teaching this from the cruise boat. And I'm still getting information. They're still informing me, engaging me, talking about what they're doing for safety protocols, all up front in their email. And then, you know, deals, lots of deals for 2021. So, you know, they are probably still paying for some Google ads. There are 4 spots for Google ads on Google. So PPC is buying your spot on the first page. You bid on keywords, and then the campaigns are search campaigns, display campaigns, video campaigns, shopping campaigns, and app campaigns, whatever you're trying to drive them to. I know we need to do a webinar on this. We need to do a digital marketing hour on paid clicks because we could really spend a lot more time. Then email marketing. And I am doing a much more in-depth email marketing webinar on the 18th, I believe. And I go in email marketing made simple. So email marketing is the form of direct marketing that sends information, offers, blogs, etc., directly to your customer's mailbox, right? To mailing list inboxes. Customers have opted in, or you've gotten permission from them to use their emails. We do not, and it's not best practice to buy an email list because eventually you will be caught. There used to be, back in the day, that was a way to really increase emails. So emails and I always tell my clients, don't make the decision whether your customer wants that email dropped into your box. Just because you get a lot of them and it really bugs you, don't make that decision for your customer. They've opted in, drop it into their mailbox, let them make that decision. It is most used by businesses to promote content, discounts, and events, as well as direct people to your website. And how easy it is to shop, right? During the pandemic, the email has become really critical for staying connected with your customers near and far. If you are a seasonal-based business that had visitors as part of your customer base, but you have not been collecting emails, whoops, now's the time to start. If you had been collecting them, you can segment your list so that you deliver to your local base as well as keep in contact with your visitors from afar. Really powerful. You've got to build and keep communication with your customers, whether they live around the block from your business or they live hundreds of miles away. I say this all the time. I travel with my business. I usually go to the client's community, not so much now, and I walk the streets and love to see what kind of local businesses. I pop in, I try to spend my dollars locally. Very few ever ask me for an email. And I have had Zippo emails from all of these businesses over the last 10 years that I have visited and purchased with. So my message to you is emails are powerful. If you don't do anything with them, at least start collecting them. Either asking them through the closure of your sale if you're doing online, sending out a personal email. Make sure that you have it on your website for email to opt in, all of those touch points. So other ways that we have been using email is to keep your customers informed of the changes in your business, right? Your delivery, curbside options. Can they purchase gift cards from you? Where can they order your products and services? What's your reopening schedule? What are the protocols you put in place? What are your hours? All of those, yes, you may be pushing them out in social media. Yes, you may have them on website. If email marketing is one of your digital marketing tools, this is what we're communicating with them. And then we're promoting our added value services, discounts, free resources, virtual services, online shopping, just any kind of maybe upcoming kind of coupons that you may have. So I love this on the right-hand side. Wildflower, of course, is a branded franchise. They're a restaurant. And they said every Wednesday, exclusive offer for app and online users. And they don't miss our last Wildflower Wednesday. This was right before they opened, and they were pushing out every Wednesday you order, you get a discount and some specials. Sometimes they added a dessert to it. Sometimes it was a free beverage. Sometimes it was 20% off your order. Sometimes it was 2 for 1. But so you can see I opt into that. And the thing about email is you can always built in, especially if you're using a third-party program like Constant Contact or MailChimp or one of the others, is the ability for your consumers to opt out, right? Okay, enough of email. Mobile marketing. It's an external form of all the previously mentioned digital marketing tools. So you can have your website is mobile friendly, social media. Most people are looking at Facebook, Instagram. Instagram primarily is a mobile type of device, TikTok, video, YouTube. All of it is, people are walking around with mobiles, and this is their way that they're connecting digitally with businesses, with not only family and friends, but with businesses, your loyal customers. And so you just want to kind of make sure that your website is mobile friendly, and that you can see how it's going to look when you do a post on any of your social media platforms, even with your email strategies. I just did a Constant Contact update today for a client, and it gives you the option to see how it looks on desktop, mobile, and iPad. So, again, very key. And sometimes it's just a little bit of the type adjusting some of the pixels or the dimensions that in your widgets, et cetera, et cetera. Another type of mobile marketing, advertising, is actually using text messages. They call it SMS marketing. And really, we're seeing less, you have to pay for this. I got one here. This is because I'm a substitute teacher, And yes, it's not that I have my own business and and help my husband with his business, but then I also do substitute teaching, and not so much right now. But I got this text message as an SMS message right into my mobile phone that told me that about a survey. There is a survey they're trying to see if we were willing to come back. You'll see it for, like, I know Subway does a lot of them, CVS Pharmacy does a lot of SMS, and you have to opt into them, and then they push it out. I work with a nonprofit, an organization in Arizona, and they decided to invest in it and have SMS text messages come out about their events, about some of their initiatives. And so she, was really looking at whether it would weigh out, would it be a good investment or not? And for them, it was. Now you have to promote it and you have to get people to opt in, right? Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. It just doesn't go anywhere. So she had to push it out through all of her other digital marketing communication and collateral. So again, it's a ability to have a trackable platform. You can easily track who opens the message, what links they clicked in. Mobile text messaging makes it possible to get feedback from your recipients quickly, immediate delivery. Mobile marketing is fast. Once you press send, your message goes out instantly, and then it gives you the personal touch. Now, some of the social media platforms are allowing direct messaging, like Facebook Messenger. It's a separate app from Facebook. And a lot of folks are using this to connect with their customers. Twitter has it, Instagram, most of them have that direct messaging, LinkedIn, and that's a little different. That's you pushing a direct message through that app, where this mobile goes right directly to their mobile. I signed up, the only one I've signed up other than this one is for World Market. I don't know, they had a discount. They said if you sign up today, you get 20% off your purchase. And again, I signed up. So they drop in once a month or twice a month. And you can opt out again too. I see that we just have a lot in the chat box there. Okay, so finally getting down to traditional with a digital twist. Not that this is the least expensive or the easiest, but this is still digital marketing. Television advertising is one of the most popular medium types, with the general population spending over 4.5 hours a day on TV. Especially, it might even be higher now because of the pandemic. This digital marketing tool reaches people faster, but is considered one of the most expensive. And I would say, from a person who's been streaming, because I only have an antenna, so if I'm going to see anything else besides reruns, I'm on a lot of the different apps like Netflix or Hulu or Prime, whatever it is, to see something different. And there's a lot of advertisements on those streaming those streaming apps too. So that's another way to reach audience. Again, expensive, but it could be something that you may want to consider. Oh, sorry guys. It's my new dog that I just adopted.
Here's your mail delivery, Lani.
It's my mail delivery, and maybe it's telling me time to slow down and look at the chat box. But anyways, I'm almost ready to do that. So radio advertising is considered old-fashioned by some, but it still is a powerful medium, especially for business to consumer companies and local companies. Radio advertising is relatively cheap, and you don't need to have fancy visuals. So again, is your audience on radio? What type of radio are they on? Are they using Spotify? Are they on Pandora? They have opportunities too. And I know these are expensive, but I just wanted to make sure. And then finally, print. And most print has or will be moving to digital options also. Not only in the physical magazine, if it's a branded type of print publication that they put out, but all of them are also offering digital versions. For example, most magazines you can read online. This one is Arizona Parks and Recreation Association. This is their magazine, and it's all online. This is an advertisement, full page advertisement that this person, this company knows that's the direct target market, and they have paid to have a digital version on the digital ebook or e-magazine. And they also have a print that goes out. So, most newspapers are offering that. Some publications also will give you banners on their social media platforms, all kinds of different bells and whistles. So if print is one of the things that you've done in the past, go back and rekindle that relationship with your ad person and see what else they can offer digitally for you during this time. They're looking for advertisers, and there's some great deals out there. I'm gonna look at my clock. Okay, we got a couple more minutes before I take questions. So you're gonna get a recording of this wonderful webinar as well as my PowerPoint deck. So these are questions to ask yourself when you're thinking about your digital marketing, when you're going in and saying, okay, what do I actually have digitally? What's working for me? Why is it not working? What can I do different? What else do I need to invest in? So ask yourself, where are your customers living online? What are the opportunities for expanding or growing your digital marketing? Are you using all the features available to you via social media platforms or email marketing? If you have a lot of emails but haven't sent out an email announcement or a promotion or a little newsletter or an update in the last year, maybe it's time to refresh and go in to look at that list and send it out. Is your content rich, organic, engaging, and are you using a variety of ways? Don't be afraid to make videos. Jump in and have fun with Facebook stories and Instagram stories. They're a little bit, or YouTube for that matter. We're very forgiving right now. Everybody knows we're trying our best. So you don't need to have a full-on production company and have it look like it's something that, would be on a 30-second national television channel commercial. We don't need that. We just want to be authentic and genuine, and people want to hear from you. How am I currently using digital to interact with my customers? Is my website fully optimized? When am I ready to launch an online store? If you have any type of products you're selling, get online now, whether it's through the social commerce, new shops that are available on Facebook or Instagram, or some type of easy e-commerce site. You don't have to sell every product. Sell your high producer products, or some that you want to sell out and discount. But e-commerce is not going away. It's been slowly inching into our more smaller businesses, and it's going to be a powerful tool coming out of the pandemic. So it's going to be one more revenue stream for you to generate income for your business, to reach customers who may still be not traveling or a little leery of coming back into a storefront. How can I cross-promote my social media platforms across all of my marketing venues? How well am I doing telling them, my customers, of all the different ways that they can interface with you? And then what trackable tactics are keepers, should be put on the back burner, or need to shift to digital for the short term? This is a business up in Trinity County, brand new, opened up like in the midst of the pandemic, been trying to open up their business because they bought a building, redoing it. It's a brewery from the bottom up. Took them 2 years. And then, so they have a robust Instagram and presence. And so they are really using that to drive folks to their brewery. They have limited hours. Now they're along the corridor, Highway 299, which links Reading to the coast. And of course, not a lot of people are traveling there. So they're really targeting a lot for their local business, their local customers, the folks that live in Trinity County and or maybe are working in Trinity County. So resetting your marketing plan to encompass digital. Think about it. Who do you want to reach? What are you currently using or not using digitally? What's a keeper? Revised marketing strategy that highlights digital. And then what's your roadmap for the next quarter? Linda, can you mute them?
I just took care of that. Thanks, Lani.
Okay, no worries. So closing thoughts, be nimble, flexible, and creative. Take time to strategize and reset your marketing plan to really focus and double down on digital. Be bold, focus on opportunities and rethink your offerings. Take this time to finish your digital to-do list, as well expand your knowledge base as you're doing today. And just remember, future is digital. Embrace it, make it a habit, and strategically invest your time and resources in the tools that are relevant to your customers and drive revenue. This is a sample of a coupon of a business up in Grass Valley, California. She doesn't do digital coupons. She creates them as a post on her Instagram and in her Facebook, and then you have to download them. So it doesn't even have to be high tech. And she very rarely does coupons. So this is her 25-year celebration, which they were going to have a big party in store, but they're not. So instead, they're giving 25% off everything in the store and online. And this was through June 10th, 2020. Now she's got a new coupon out. And let me tell you, when Yuba Blue puts a coupon out, because she doesn't do a lot of them, they are like gold and people want them. Okay, sheesh, I made it with 10 minutes to spare.
There's a lot to cover. Well, you notice there's a lot going on in the chat.
Yes.
And there were conversations going back and forth of people supporting each other, which is wonderful.
Oh, great.
And one question that came up, let me scroll back to the beginning. When it comes to all the different marketing ways that you can spend your time, is there like a Maslow's hierarchy of, you know, what's the foundation and where should you spend your energy to start with?
Whoa, that's a big question. I would say, let me put myself back on the video so people can see me answer this question. So you know I'm still here. Minimally try to get some type of website, whether that is one simple page, so that it is your kind of your portal about building credibility. That's where you really go deeper into who you're about, what you're about, any of your credentials or your business credibility in your industry. It's the ability for you to drive the information about what your business is about. Now, it's a one-way, right? When people land on your page, there isn't any kind of interaction unless you send them to a place where they can either email you directly if your email's on there, or to one of your social media platforms. So think about a website, think about one social media platform, and I would suggest that you look at Facebook because it is the biggest and the most powerful. Now, if you are creative, if a creative business, or you're all about image and a visual, then maybe Instagram might be it. But you have to do that on a mobile. Although Instagram has a desktop now available, it's not easy to manage. You got to have your mobile, and you got to be taking pictures or creating some kind of videos, right? So those two would be the ones that I recommend for social media. Get on Google My Business. It's free. You got to be there. And then start collecting emails and think about email strategy in that order. That would be where I'd put it.
Thanks, Lani.
You're welcome.
I'm just kind of summarizing and pulling points from some of the conversations we've had in the chat. They started with a question, then other people would give some feedback. Can you talk a little bit about blogs? Some of the people were saying that, big companies can devote a whole employee to run blogs regularly, but a lot of small business owners, it's just one of the many tasks that they feel they need to do. Can you talk about the success of blogging as a small business owner?
Sure. Blogging is kind of taking yourself and writing as an expert. Think about it like you're writing an article, right? You're blogging. It's got to have some kind of value and information to your customers. Don't blog unless you really have something content-wise. It is one more thing to add to it. I don't blog. I have lots of information that I could probably blog about, but I frankly don't have time to blog. So I share it in other ways. I share it through posts on my Facebook or my social media platforms. I share it in maybe an article that I might write for LinkedIn. I share a lot of what I've done on my website. So, you know, blogging is like doing a do-it-yourself kind of video on YouTube. Only blogging is more of the written expertise. So that would be how I would kind of describe blogging. If you are someone who loves to write and you have lots of stuff you want to share with your customer base and you feel it has interest and it'll grow your brand and it'll drive your customer base to purchase products and services or know more about you, then do it. We see a lot of blogging in marketing. Marketers blog all the time about the 2 cents we know about different types of digital marketing or writing a great ad, you know, little snippets. And then, so, you know, I think it could be something on that you might want to explore. You're right. Large companies invest a lot in blogging because they're doing a lot of content marketing and they're pushing out to large groups of numbers of audience because they have the ability to invest in other ways to grow their base. And blogging is one of the rich, organic ways that they deliver their advertising message.
Thanks, Lani. Can you talk a little bit about the perspective of digital marketing for someone who's a business to business versus someone who's business to consumer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, digital marketing. So get on LinkedIn. That's where you got to start. Build out your profile. Dig through dig through the feed. Join some groups and see how other folks, other business to business, are actually using LinkedIn social media platform. I would also say for business to business, you better be growing your email website. Your email list. Who are folks that you've interfaced? Networking is really hard. I'm a business to business type of consultant. I don't depend on the end consumer to purchase me. I depend on colleagues who are in my industry. And so I interface with them on LinkedIn. I have their emails. I follow their Facebook pages. I follow I join their emails. I stay abreast of what they're doing. Well, who is my client base? Who are my folks that have purchased from me? And I, follow them that way and then send them a private message and say, hey, I haven't heard from you for a while. I see you're still over in the community of Reading. I'd love to, I'm going to be up there in another month. I'd love to have coffee with you and talk about what's new in your business. So you have to kind of think about it digitally, and you should have a Facebook page or some kind of Instagram, social media, if you're not, in addition to maybe using LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is the powerful tool for business to business.
And Lani, one thing I want to mention to everyone is, yes, you do work business to business, but the beauty of you being an SBDC advisor is you actually also work with clients that could be on this call right now, on this webinar, because when people are located in the Shasta or Trinity County area, they can sign up with our SBDC if they haven't already, and they can get one-to-one sessions with you that are no cost to them because they're already paid for with the tax dollars. So for all of you watching this, if you are in Trinity or Shasta counties and you're thinking, this isn't enough information, it's so general, I need specifics, Lani is here for you. You can join us and be trained personally with Lani. The beauty of those sessions, she looks just at what your needs are. These are general presentations, and she gets to meet with people and dig right into your specific needs. So I just wanted to make sure that people knew that before we wrapped up the webinar, Lani.
Yeah, and then you could probably mention right now, Linda, that if they are in another state or another region, that they could also find their local SBDC, right?
Absolutely. If you're anywhere in the United States, there's an SBDC that services your county. So you can go to Google and search for SBDC and your county name, and they will point you to an SBDC in your region. And there are a lot of advisors. We all have different specialties, and they'll point you to one with specific knowledge in digital marketing.
Okay. Well, I think we're about ready to sign off, and I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Linda. You always do such a great job hosting this. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining this hour, and just go out and do it. And I'll be excited to see how everybody with success.
And we'll just wrap up by letting everyone know you're going to get an email within the next few days from either Emily or another representative at the SBDC, and they will share the slide deck that Lani just showed you, along with a link to this recording. And here's something very important that's going to be in that email. It's going to be a survey. And we need you, please, 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 to fill out those surveys, because that is how we explain to the businesses that fund us how we're spending our time and that you're showing up and getting value from these webinars. And we love it when you give us ideas of how to make them better or other topics you'd like to see a webinar on. So we are so glad that you joined us today, and I will let Lani wrap it up.
Okay, thank you everyone. And I will stop sharing this and just say we have the stop share. And we're ready to go. And thank you so much, and have a great Wednesday.
Take care, everybody.